Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I decided during my last video that because November was kind of a special case, I don't move all the time, that getting to the end of the first 20 books of the Read What You Own-esque challenge that I've been doing to myself, was sufficient, even though we're into December, that I can integrate the books I've acquired, but not yet acquired, since the challenge began. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned a couple times on videos I've actually posted that my siblings and I kind of trade off books when we finish them. So when I saw one of my siblings on Thanksgiving, she of course had a stack of books for me that, read your own challenge or not is kind of unavoidable. So they've stayed in the sack ever since. So they haven't officially joined my books yet. They're going to meet the other books today. And I also added in the one book that one of my housemates kind of unhauled in my direction. So these are the books that are officially being acquired into my collection today. They're in a shopping sack. This first one is one that my housemate read and was passing on. This is a murder mystery. Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto. So, what happens when you mix one accidental murder with 2,000 wedding guests and then toss in a possible curse on 3 generations of an immigrant Chinese-Indonesian family? You get 4 meddling Asian aunties coming to the rescue. So, it sounds light, maybe amusing. I don't know. We'll see what I think of it. Sometimes books that I think sound really cheesy turn out to be really good, and sometimes not. The cover makes me a little leery. I probably would not have picked out that book unless it was on a free shelf, but I have picked out books like that from free shelves. The rest of these are from my sibling. So I have The Garden of Evening Mists by Tan Tuong En. This one looks really good. A mesmerizing new novel of love, war, and memory from the critically acclaimed author of The Gift of Rain, which was longlisted for the 2007 Man Booker Prize. I could have sworn I have a copy of The Gift of Rain, or at least I've seen it somewhere. So, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that. This one set in Malaya in 1951, and follows a survivor of a brutal Japanese wartime camp, who is seeking solace among the jungle-fringed tea plantations of the highlands in Malaya. So that one should be good. Let's see. I'm going to be doing reading sprints all the rest of today, doing kind of the relay reading sprints. So I'm going to probably pick one of these books to join in honor of their officially joining the collection. This one is, I think, sci-fi. Elizabeth Moon is usually sci-fi. Remnant Population by Elizabeth Moon. This also looks good. For 40 years, Colony 3245.12 has been Ophelia's home. On this planet far away in space and time from the world of her youth, she has lived and loved, weathered the death of her husband, raised her one surviving child, lovingly tended her garden, and grown placidly old. And it is here that she fully expects to finish out her days, until the shifting corporate fortunes of the Sims Bancorp Company dictate that Colony 3245.12 is to be disbanded. So, that one should be interesting. It reminds me of stories of people that are, displaced from their homes by war or by, like the Trail of Tears sort of thing. Might be inspired by those. We'll find out. Metazoa, Animal Life and the Birth of the Mind by Peter Godfrey Smith, author of Other Minds. So a bit of pop culture nonfiction. It doesn't have anything but little review blurbs on the back. One of my little pet peeves, I really like it when the back of the book has at least some sort of synopsis or something besides just review blurbs. So that kind of back of book bugs me. Like, if I want to know what other people thought of the book, I'd rather have that on the inside leaf so I can look for it when I want it. But when I pick up a book and look at the back, I want to know what it's about. Just basic summary. Is this something I want to read? That back of the book gave me none of that. Anyway, next book, The Salt Path by Rainer Wynn. This is the first in a series. My sibling will be passing on more soon. The true story of a couple who lost everything and embarked on the transformative journey walking the Southwest Coast Path in England. So this one is about Rainer Wynn, the author, who learns that her husband of 32 years is terminally ill. They lose their house and their farm and their livelihood, and they decide that they're going to basically go homeless in a big way and walk the 630 miles of the Southwest Coast Path from Somerset to Dorset through Devon and Cornwall. So it sounds like a fun adventure mixed with that, bittersweetness of knowing that one of them is terminally ill and that this is not just a lark. There are other books by other people where they're walking those kinds of trails because they want to, or because they've been recently divorced and have to find themselves, or things like that. So we'll see how that one is. Should be good. And then this one's a classic that I've never heard of before. Theodore Fontaine's Before the Storm. I've not actually come across this author before. Before the Storm from 1878 has been judged the greatest historical novel in German literature. It is set in the winter of 1812 to 13, when Napoleon's troops on retreat from Moscow are straggling into Berlin. So this one should be fun. It would also be a good one to read if you had just finished War and Peace or were about to, because they kind of lead into each other. Anyway, those are the books in the sack. So I didn't haul a lot of books. My new acquisitions are just that tall, which for me is nothing. All right, so one of these is going to be what I start on today, along with the other books for my reading sprints today. So I think I'm going to do this one, the Metazoa, Animal Life and the Birth of the Mind. I think it's just that I didn't finish as much of the nonfiction as I had intended to last month. But I'm going to do one of the nonfictions. So this is going to be one of my stack for today. I'm going to set this one over here. Alright, the rest of these are going to go elsewhere. The rest of the books for today, and I'm going to do a summary video before I go to bed tonight of all the books that I read and finished, progress at least, for today's relay sprints. So this one I'm going to finish before I start Metazoa. So those are going to be in the same category. And then this one will also be in the same category. So these are nonfiction books that I've had going on for a little while. And I'm not going to stick to a particular order to read the stacks. Just whatever I feel like within that stack during that segment of reading. So if I'm doing this stack next hour, I can pick one of them and start reading it. If I'm not into it, I can pick a different book from that stack to finish off the hour. So it kind of limits your choices without taking away your choice entirely. All right, and then this is going to be one of the other stacks, Death of the Dyer. It's a murder mystery, kind of historical fiction murder mystery. So to go along with that one, I need two other murder mysteries. This one I started last month and barely got into. So Luminous Heart of Jonah S. will be in that stack. And let's see here. I know I have more murder mysteries within arm's reach somewhere. Here we go. Maybe more of a spy thriller. I haven't really looked. But we'll go with Watchman by Ian Rankin. So those will be the three for the murder mysteries / spy thrillers, I guess, depending on what Watchmen is. Alright, then we'll do 3 categories. It's not a very long day. It's already 4 o'clock here. So we'll include Wastelands. Wastelands is a bunch of short things stuck together. So do Islanders by Christopher Priest. This one is a bunch of little, it's like an encyclopedia entry of a bunch of fictional islands on a fictional planet that's kind of telling a story, but in a subtle way. I'm not sure if it's too subtle. I'm having a hard time finding the thread to actually keep reading it. But it is amusing if I'm in the right mood. So, yeah, this one's also from the same sibling as most of the books from today. Let's see, and let's do this one. I haven't even opened it for months. All of the Stories of Muriel Spark. So that will be category 3. Do I need a sci-fi? Oh, I might need a sci-fi category. Yeah, I need a sci-fi category. Okay. This one will be easy though, because they're already sitting right here. So yeah, sci-fi fantasy category. And they're already even sitting together. I have the Conan book that I keep meaning on getting into and never actually get very far. It started. The bookmark's not right at the beginning. And then 2 Doctor Who books that similarly are started, but just not really finished. Fear of the Dark is the furthest along. It's almost halfway, actually. So 4 categories. So each hour I'll switch off categories. Within that hour, I can read whatever I want in the category, but I can't jump into a different category. If I somehow finish everything in a category between now and bedtime, I could pull something else from my shelves that fits that category. So there may be additional books by the end of the evening that are not in this stack. Realistically, maybe not. We'll find out. So I will check in a couple hours. About 10 hours is what I'm guessing. And let you guys know what I finished and how the books turned out. So if you've read any of the books I've showcased in this video, let me know in the comments if you thought they were any good. And yeah, if there are any live reading sprints going on tonight, you might see me popping in on them, because I do like a live reading sprint to keep me focused on actually doing the reading. Otherwise, I'll probably put on a playlist of like landscape videos and rug washing videos, because those make good visual background for when I get, bored and want to look up. Yeah. Anyway, I will talk to you guys in a couple hours. Bye.